It's new tent day. Let's go and find a spot to put the new tent up. Not been out of the bag. First time of putting up. So what have I had? I've had a storm grotto. So hope it's going to be very nice. It's a 4-season one. Having it so we can do some more later season autumn camping. So let me find a nice spot. Maybe a bit overgrown over here, but might perhaps behind this tree here. Storm Grotto is a 4 seasons tent and weighs 1.6 kilos. This is a 1.5 man tent. How you get a half a man in, I don't know, but it's a 1.5, so there's that little bit extra room for storage. This tent's new for this season, so they've done a few updates. They've altered the clips on the top and they've added some extra tie-out points, which makes this tent a lot better than it did in the previous edition. For Storm Grotto. This is the latest version, the 2026, so it's got extra like guy lines. So it has a nice little gear storage area with a little ground sheet. So I've just shoved my 40 litre Osprey in there, out of the way. See if we can find the zip. This rolls back and shoves in. Well, it doesn't roll back, it shoves in. It's got a shove compartment. Inside there is 2 little pockets there. It seems to be a little bit wider at this top end than the bottom end. It's like supposed to be a 1.5 person, so there should be room for my kit. I do think it kind of looks a smidgen bigger than the Lanshan 1, but we'll see when we get the airbed. So we have a vent on the back and a vent on the front. There's my chair up. This is the new one that I bought for the Limestone Way, the Neo Eclipse, and this is my old one, and this is a self-inflating thermarest, slightly short in the length and a pain to get back in here, if you've seen on one of my videos before. There's no wind to blow everything away, so we undo that. So it's short in length and it's slightly rounded at each end, so we will just leave that there and that should inflate itself eventually. Probably needs a bit of air pumping into it. This was bought for the Limestone Way because it was a lot lighter and it compacts smaller than that one, so I can actually squish this down a little bit more. The Neo comes with its own pump sack which attaches there, and then you just kind of go like this. But I have my flex tail little pump with me, a little strap. So this is a regular wide and regular long, because I'm only little. Little flex tail. So it fits in nicely, and there's still quite a lot of room. I thought it really looked narrow, but when I've measured it against some of my other big heavy mats that we used to use on motorbike trips, it is about the same width, so just looks narrow. So this is the thermarest on top. You can see it's shorter. I used this for years and it's always been really comfy, even though it is really thin. So this is the summer bag. I'm going to show you how this fits. I've got the back side of the sleeping bag with these straps. So you put that over that side. And this over this side. Grab your middle bit. Turn over. So this is the bottom. You can see. And this is the top. So in the top we have a pillow barn. We have zips this side. And we have zips this side. There's supposed to be no snag zips. We nearly had a snag then, but I think that was the other piece of pull. So you can pull them from the inside. You've got little hand pieces in each side to kind of go to pull it over. So it's like a quilt. So it's like a quilt, but with zips on the side instead of clips. So you can just shove that straight in there. In the winter, or autumn for me, so I don't go in too much cold winter, there is the second bag. So you've got a hood and it zips up the middle for side sleepers. I would probably leave it open. That is the only fault with this. Quite a few people have said this zip is not as good as the two zips on the other side. So I'll put it inside. This is it in the tent, and you can see it's got a nice light sheet onto your air mat, and that's the pillow barn, and it's been unzipped. So this is the winter bag inside it. And we will just throw that piece over, and then you can zip it up. I've made myself a hybrid out of the Lost Ranger bag and another bag I've got, which is a nature hike, and it's like an envelope style, plenty of room in the legs. Instead of putting the winter bag in, I put the nature hike bag in, and I found this a lot better than this second bag for the Lost Ranger, because I don't like mummy type bags, but I do like the first bit of the Lost Ranger. So I kind of combined the Lost Ranger into my own kind of setup. Well, I can sit up in it, that's good. Plenty of room back here, and I can stick my phone in them little compartments on that end. See if I can take you in here with me. I'm liking this, especially this little thing for hanging washing on. Well, hanging wet jackets to dry in the evening. That's a good idea. Plenty of room in this compartment in here for all my stuff. So yeah, I think this is a win for Storm Grotto. So it's going to be quite good for my hiking in the autumn. We need a lightweight tent because us old people can't carry big amounts of weight for long distance as long as I could when I was young. So I'm liking this, and I like my chair. I've had my chair a long time, but I don't get a chance to use it much because it's adding extra weight. But when I do 1 dayers or 2 dayers, I might take my chair. Me and Steph have got plans for later on, and I'm just going to see if I can just fit my chair in so I can sit outside in the evening and watch a sunset. Hopefully we'll get a sunset like we did last time when we went up Kinder. Went round the back of Kinder to Bleaklow, so we had a beautiful sunset.